Hey, I am Senior Cadillac Sales Director Amy Burris, and I wanted to come to you today and just share with you a little bit about time management. And so I want to first start off by saying congratulations, you are doing amazing. And, this is something that I believe every woman struggles with. And so if you're sitting there thinking, I don't have enough time for anything, and I don't have enough time to fit things in, and I don't have time for this Mary Kay, or I just don't have time, then you are not alone. Because I would say every single person on the face of this earth struggles with this. And the most successful people in the world have worked hard on this and given tons of advice about this, okay? And so I want to start off actually by just sharing with you something that I have read in many different areas. And I found this, Charlotte Brito wrote this, and she's a global experience learning professional, but I've also read this in a lot of different books that we've read over the years and all of that, and I've heard it in different podcasts and all that. But it's about time management, and really that there's no such thing as time management, right? We use that word a lot, but there's no such thing as time management because and she says, I always chuckle to myself when a client asks from a workshop on time management. There really is no such thing as time management. We can't manage time. Each of us gets the same 24 hours, 1,440 minutes, 86,400 seconds in a day. We can't save up time from today to be used tomorrow, or borrow from next week for today. Time is external to us. We have no control over it. It ticks away a second at a time, and when it passes, it can never be reclaimed. How we choose to use that time, however, is very much in control. Time is a precious resource and one we must use wisely. While we can't manage time, we can manage ourselves in how we use our time. Time management is a misnomer, and it is actually self-management we seek. Okay, so are you ready to learn some tricks on how to self-manage? Because everybody has a lot of things going on, right? So whether you work full-time, whether you're single and work full-time and have a demanding job and a very active life, whether you are a single mom working full-time and taking care of all the home duties, whether you're a married mom and a stay-at-home mom, and mompreneur, and whatever your struggle is, everybody struggles with, I'm going to say, self-management when it comes to time, right? And so I'm going to give you some tricks on how to do that. So you are going to, there's basically 3 things that you want to think about when you are working on self-managing your time, okay, throughout the day. And so the first is really recognizing the difference between urgent and important. So most of us get pulled away. So we have this idea of what we want to have happen throughout the day, right? Have you ever been there? You have this idea, okay, you wake up in the morning and you know what you want to accomplish through the day, whether it's when, with your Mary Kay business and with your personal life and with your kids and with your family and with work and all that. You know what you want to accomplish. And then all of a sudden you look around and it's noon and it's lunchtime and you're like, I got nothing done. And normally that happens because although you have a plan, everybody else around you doesn't know your plan, whether it's coworkers or kids or husband or friends or whatever. Nobody else knows your plan, right? And so you get pulled away from your plan. And so that's where deciding between urgent and important is important. So I'm going to teach you today how to do a 6 most important things to do list, and that is super simple. So the night before, when the night before you go to bed, keep a pad or your phone or whatever next to your bed, and do a dump list. Dump everything out of your brain that you want to get done tomorrow. Everything you want to get done tomorrow. Okay, so dump your brain. This is really good for 2 reasons. One is you won't wake up tomorrow morning going, I know I have a lot to do today, but what am I supposed to start with, right? So that's number 1. Number 2 is it'll help you sleep better because your brain isn't going through all of those things. Oh my gosh, I have to do this and I have to do this and I need to remember to do this. How many times have you done that, right? I'm laying there and I go, shoot, I got to write this down. So I roll over and I write it down but just dump your brain, right? And then your 6 most important things to do. So you're going to cross off the things I'm sorry, you're going to star the 6 things that need to get done that day. Need to get done. Okay. So one of which, when I was working full time, one of which was go to work. Now at work, I had another list I had to do at work, but go to work was one of them, right? So, and then, if you have an appointment you have to go to, a doctor's appointment, or have to take a child to an appointment, or a practice, or something you have to do, pick up dry cleaning or whatever. So you have to go to the grocery store, something you need to do tomorrow. Okay, so then based on your individual Mary Kay goals, okay, at least 2 to 3 of those should be Mary Kay related and income producing Mary Kay related things. So something to sell product, something to coach appointments, something to be booking new appointments, and something to be sharing with this opportunity with people. So book, sell, coach, recruit, right? Book, sell, coach, recruit. Those are your 4 income producing activities. So 2 out of 3 of those should be Mary Kay related. Okay, I need to book 2, or I'm doing 30 minutes of booking calls, or I need to follow up with 5 customers today. I need to send this video out to 5 new women today, the marketing video. Booking 2 new today. I have an appointment today, whatever that is. So 2 to 3 of those should be Mary Kay related, headed towards your goal, right? Your Mary Kay goal. So you're going to write down you're going to star the 6 things. And then when you wake up in the morning, you are going to start working on those 6 things, and you don't get off track until you finish those 6 things. So other things are going to come in and happen, right? And there are going to be things that are going to come in. And this is kind of the second thing. So the first and second, the urgent versus important, and the difference between good and best, kind of go together, right? So when you have your list, that is important. So unless something super urgent happens, like somebody's bleeding, or you get a super important phone call, or your boss calls you into the office, right? You stay on track. And if somebody else comes into your cubicle, or a child comes up and says, Mom, I need some help with something, or hey, can you do this? Or hey, can you make me a snack? Or something like that. Based on the situation, you're going to say, you know what, honey? Or, a coworker, you know what, I'm actually working on this project right now, but I will get back to you as soon as I can, right as soon as I'm done. And it will take me 15 minutes, 30 minutes. Mary Kay doesn't have to take you 3 hours every day if you're working Mary Kay. I mean, if you're working Mary Kay full time, and you're full time, it should be multiple hours a day, because it's your full time job. It doesn't have to be 8 hours, but whatever, right? It should be multiple hours a day. If you are working Mary Kay part time, you can pick out 15 minutes, 30 minutes, 5 minutes, an hour here and there throughout your day. And I'm going to talk to you about making a weekly plan sheet so you can plan your week and plan your day. And you can pull those time frames out and work on that project, those booking calls for that 30 minutes that you planned on doing that. And if anybody comes to you and says, and if you're working, obviously you're probably doing this at your lunch break or whatever. But if anybody comes to you and says, or if a girlfriend says, hey, let's go out to lunch. You know what? Can we do that tomorrow? Because today I actually planned on doing something else. But I can have lunch with you tomorrow. So being a woman of your word, and choosing between important and urgent, and choosing between the difference between good and best. So it's easy to decide between, okay, I'm going to rob a bank today, or I'm going to do my Mary Kay today. It's easy to decide between those things, right? But it's not easy to decide sometimes between, do I want to go to lunch with this girlfriend, or take the kids to the pool 30 minutes early, or, having every night at home with your family. First, what is Mary Kay? This is why, your why with Mary Kay is so important. What is doing that 30 minutes of booking calls instead of going to lunch with that girlfriend that day, or going to the pool 30 minutes later with the children to do your Mary Kay booking calls, or taking 1 to 2 nights a week, taking an hour to do a virtual party. What is that time going to lead you to with your Mary Kay business that's going to lead to the best results, and going to lead to the best income for your family, and the best options and the best choices and all of that. So thinking between, like Pam Shaw said, what do I want now and what do I want most, right? She said, right now I want peanut butter. But what do I want most is I really want my body to feel and look great, So, those types of things. Okay. And then make a plan. And this is where your weekly plan sheet comes in. This is a larger version of the planner that comes in your starter kit. Use your starter kit. And I am a huge supporter of paper versus phone. Okay, only because, and this is why I say this, because if you look at my planner, there's a lot of white space in there, right? I have some appointments in there and I color code. I have personal appointments, I have work time, and I have Mary Kay appointments in here, which is exciting. But if you look at my calendar phone, holy cow, it looks like I have no time at all, right? Now, most of those aren't actual events. Most of those are just reminders, right, of things that I have coming up, like call my brother tomorrow. My parents' anniversary. My workout is in here, but it's also on my planner. Our things that we have going on at the boutique are in here in a different color. Like, so it looks like I have reminders to call a couple people today. Like, it looks like I don't have any time. So when I look at this and somebody says, when can you get together? I'm like, oh my gosh, I have no idea. But if I look at this and somebody says, when can you get together? I know exactly, okay? So creating a weekly plan sheet is gonna be super important, and get your family involved. Get your family involved Sunday or Saturday or Sunday, whenever works for you. Sit down with your family just for a few minutes and print out one of these, and we will have a copy of this. I think it's on the Faith app, but we'll figure it out. Anyway, print out this and fill in. You're gonna fill in your God time first, right? And then you're going to fill in your family obligations. So first of all, you got to put in if you work full time, put in when you work. And then if kids have practice or appointments, or you have already a family event scheduled, doctor's appointments, all that, fill all that in. And then you're going to fill your Mary Kay time in. And I like to use colored erasable pencils. Okay. So I have like my red or my pink is for my Mary Kay appointments. My green is for my Mary Kay work time. So I have two different colors for Mary Kay appointment and Mary Kay work time, because I want to know, like, when I look at it, I can see, oh shoot, I do have some red, or I don't have some red. And if I don't have red, I need some red because I need some appointments. And then my purple or blue is my personal and God time. So that kind of goes all together. So, and that's what I do to be able to see, and I want to be able to erase and move things around if need be. But when you create this with your family, your husband and your kids know when you're working your Mary Kay. And then they just know they have a plan, but they also know when they get you and when they get your time and all that sort of thing. So I wanted to share that with you. And, I would, you can take a schedule up. And also the weekly plan sheet is super important to do, because when you talk to your director and you're like, I don't have time to do this, if she can look at you at your weekly plan sheet with you, she can help you incorporate Mary Kay into what you have going on and ask you some questions and all of that, right? And if you're finding that you have all these appointments that you have to take children to, or practices or things like that, looking at that and saying, okay, again, choosing good versus best. Okay, who can I get her to carpool with? Who can I get some help with this? So that it can free me up a little bit with Mary Kay time. And if you're the carpool lead and you're sitting there while everybody's practicing, use that time in your car to book and to follow up with customers and all of that. So you can really incorporate Mary Kay into your schedule. And when you use a weekly plan sheet, it is super helpful for you to see what you have going on, what you can do, and what time you actually have. Right? We always have more time than we think we do. And we can always fit Mary Kay in. Sarah Irvin just earned like 3,000 cars in the last 6 months and has had her best year ever, and is just rocking it out and on target to earn her first pink Cadillac. Well, her first year of Mary Kay sales director, she worked full-time as a teacher. And I will tell you, she was like the one person, we talked about her schedule, and she literally had 30 minutes a day in the evening to work her Mary Kay. But she still became an extremely successful sales director with Mary Kay. She was able to replace her full-time income and be able to change her schedule so that she loves teaching, absolutely loves teaching, but she wanted to be home with her babies more, right? And Chrissy Newsom, who is my other offspring, who I love dearly. She just had her best year ever. $500,000 Unit Club Cadillac sales director. I mean, she is rocking and rolling on her way to, has 3 offspring on her way to 4. Oh my gosh, so exciting. When I met her, I would joke, she worked like 6 hours. She worked like 8 days a week, literally. She had 2 full-time jobs, but she found time to fit Mary Kay in here and there into the things that she was already doing, and then just planned out those 30 minutes. So are you willing to choose urgent versus important and good and best over good? Are you willing to choose best over good? And create a weekly plan sheet so it helps you self-manage your time, but then also gives your family a plan on when they know you're working your Mary Kay and when they're not. I am cheering you on, and do your 6 most important things to do list every night before you go to bed, so you have a plan on what you're working on the next day when you wake up in the morning. I love you. I'm cheering you on. I know you're going to have your best year ever.